Why does high humidity make hot weather feel so much worse? Have you ever stepped outside on a hot day and, within just a few minutes, found yourself soaking with sweat? The temperature is only 29 degrees Celsius, but the weather forecast says it feels like 37 degrees. How can the same air temperature feel so much hotter? Welcome to the Intrigue Factor. Let's dig into it. Today, we are looking at humidity and why it can turn an ordinary hot day into an exhausting and sometimes dangerous experience. What is humidity anyway? Humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the air. The air around us contains mostly nitrogen and oxygen, but it can also contain invisible water vapor. When weather forecasts mention humidity, they usually mean relative humidity. Relative humidity tells us how close the air is to becoming saturated with water vapor at its current temperature. For example, a relative humidity of 70% means the air contains about 70% of the moisture it can hold at that temperature before becoming saturated. Why temperature alone does not tell the whole story. A thermometer measures the actual air temperature. However, it does not directly tell us how comfortable or uncomfortable that temperature will feel to the human body. This is why weather forecasts often include a feels-like temperature. During hot weather, this is commonly calculated using the heat index. The heat index combines air temperature and relative humidity to estimate how hot the conditions feel to a person. Humidity does not necessarily raise the actual temperature of the air. Instead, it affects how efficiently the human body can release heat. That is why 32 degrees Celsius in dry air may feel more manageable than 32 degrees Celsius in very humid air. How does humidity affect the human body? The human body tries to maintain a stable internal temperature. When we become too warm, our body produces sweat. But sweat itself is not what cools us. The cooling happens when sweat evaporates from our skin. As liquid sweat changes into water vapor, it absorbs heat from the surface of the skin and carries that heat away. This is the body's natural air conditioning system. During humid weather, the air already contains a large amount of water vapor. Because of this, sweat evaporates more slowly. Instead of disappearing into the air, it remains on the skin or drips from the body. You may be sweating heavily, but your body is not necessarily cooling efficiently. This is why humid heat feels sticky, heavy, and exhausting. The body may respond by producing even more sweat and pumping more blood towards the skin. This places additional strain on the heart and can lead to dehydration, heat exhaustion, or even heat stroke. Why dry heat can feel more comfortable? In a dry environment, sweat evaporates much faster. This rapid evaporation removes heat from the skin more efficiently. However, dry heat can still be dangerous. Because sweat may evaporate almost immediately, you may not realize how much water your body is losing. You can become dehydrated without feeling extremely sweaty. Does high humidity always make the heat index higher? Not always. Humidity only makes conditions feel hotter when the air temperature is already high enough for the body to depend heavily on sweating. A cool day can have very high relative humidity without feeling hot. This is because relative humidity depends on temperature. Cold air can become saturated while containing much less total water vapor than warm air. During cool or rainy weather, your body is usually not relying on sweat evaporation to prevent overheating. Wet clothing or water on the skin can still make you feel colder, especially when wind causes that moisture to evaporate and remove heat from your body. Therefore, humidity is not simply a source of heat. Its effect depends on temperature, wind, sunlight, clothing, and the way your body is trying to regulate itself. The final verdict. So, does humidity actually make the air hotter? Not necessarily, but it can make hot weather feel much hotter because it prevents sweat from evaporating efficiently. So, the next time you step outside and the air feels like steam rising from a kettle, remember, it is not only the heat surrounding you, it is also your body struggling to release its own heat. Thank you for watching.